All right, guys. Now this is the training video. Okay, that we're going to start. All right. Can you all please confirm that you can see the my screen? Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Shurin, Ashraf. Who else is here from AGW? Shurin, Ashraf, Beatrice, Boon. You're also here, is it? Okay. All right. Okay. Great. Janira, you're also here. Okay. All right. Let's just start, guys. Okay, so basically this is the production instructions. Okay, I'm going to show you the instructions now. Okay, now the way the instructions is being created, it's all going to be different. Okay, there's going to be I'm talking about only the primary categories. Huh? So primary categories, if you know what I'm talking about, this is basically you need to label the entire sorry, you need to label the entire sentence. Okay, so basically if the sentence falls into multiple different categories, you highlight them as many um, as many uh, categories that they are. Now what is main thing different in this production instructions compared to the qualification? Okay, there are two new labels. Okay, now I want you to focus on what I'm training, and then at the end of the training we'll have some Q&A sessions. We'll go through some examples. Okay, so let's talk. So that's what. So if you have any questions or what, uh sorry, hold on. So, uh, so as I was saying, keep your questions with you. Okay, I will try to address it uh, uh, at the end of this, so that you can be familiar with how it's it. Sorry, just give me 1 minute. Huh? Let me get the KL team also. Hold on. Okay, all right. Okay, just inviting them to join the call. Okay. Okay. So basically, the main two things that I want to talk to you about that is different from the uh, from the qualification tool is that if you look at this, I'm going to click on instruction. I'm going to click on the task, huh? Just to show you. All right. So if you realize something here immediately, okay, there's like let's count. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that's like 13, and then of course no complaints is 14. So if you realize in the qualification, okay, there was only I think 11. Okay, yeah, 11 I think. Wait, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, there was 12. There was 12, including no complaints. Okay. So I don't want you to think about no complaints first. I mean, um, okay, let's include no complaints also. Okay. So the reason why I don't include no complaints, because if a sentence go under no complaints, it doesn't go into the sub categories labeling. Okay. So that's why I was trying to avoid from saying. So let's just stick to 12. But now you realize there are 14 categories. Now, if you're smart enough, you could have realized that there's two new labels. There's one about complaint about others, and then there's also something complaint resolution. So there are two new categories, okay, on top of the 12 categories, okay, and then there are a bunch of different things that you see here. Okay, there are a bunch of things where there is a confidence section that you need to also answer, and then there's also something here that is very, very important. Now, the reason, I mean, I think some of you might have gotten an email saying, oh, we're going to have the training yesterday. We're going to have the training today at 1 p.m. and all. So the reason why it got delayed is because of a few things that we realized that it's important to make sure you as a worker understand our requirements, and we as Allegiant, we can give good work to the client. Okay. So this new section, okay, has been added. Now this one, obviously you will not worry if you do good work in the content stage and you go into production, sorry, you go into being a good worker, a high performance worker. I will have another training with you explaining this section here, where you will then be checking on behalf of our KL team. So you know all the work you do goes through our KL team, and then we goes to the client, right? So if you're familiar with how the process works, essentially we want you to be as good as our KL team so that we can trust you with the work and you can become our admin review, of course. And then you will be checking the work, and your answers will be the final answers that we send to the client. Okay. So far clear? Any questions? I mean, you have a lot of questions, but save the questions that are related to the task, sentences and all. So far, you understand the process. How is this different from the qualification that you did before? Qual 2, I believe. Okay, all right. So now let's go into the instructions document. Let's see what are the things that you need to do. What are the things that you need to know before you we proceed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically do, like, I have 10 tasks here. Okay, I have 10 tasks. Okay. Sorry guys, sorry Bernard, I can't repeat. You can watch the video later. I said a bunch of things earlier. I can't repeat everything because it will take too much time. So watch the video later. So there will be a video that's available. I will send it to you and all. If you are an AGW, you will be emailed it. We will email it to you. And if you are a provider, your team, you can get in touch with your team leads. Okay. So now let's go to the instructions and understand again. I think I don't want to spend too much time walking over the instructions with you because you have already gone through the instructions. You've already passed. Okay, I want to focus this training on probably doing like 10 of the sentences together, do with you so that we get the feel of it. And I'll explain to you what happens. Okay, so there is a reason why you don't see the multi-page and all those things here. Okay, I'll explain to you in detail, but before that, I want to go through the instructions and explain to you these two new categories, and also go through some examples for on some overlapping examples, and then I'll tell you how this whole process works, because you have primary categories and then you have subcategories, right? So when do you label subcategories? Okay, so basically, okay, the instructions is the same. Okay, um, So there are two stages. Okay. You will have stage one, which is the content stage. Okay. Primary labels. Okay. In primary label stage, you will be only highlighting the sentences that are what do you call it? Uh, uh, the sentences that have the issue. Okay. And when I say issue, I want you to make sure you remember this. Issues could mean suggestion. It could mean points of improvement. It could also mean something that the people staying there brought up that could have been better. Okay. So just because they bring up something doesn't mean it's a bad thing, but the intention of bringing that sentence up is because they want it to be better. It's a dissatisfaction. Okay. So of course, the main thing that you're supposed to do is the moment you accept the task, this is what you should do. Just click on any of the words, turn off these two things. Select matches, select snap to word. The reason why is because if you don't turn this off, it will automatically select for you the space that is next to it. Okay, you understand this, right? Okay, so once you have turned that off, okay, next is basically you are supposed to read through the context, the sentence. Okay, you don't know, I've not explained the labels and all. Read through. The apartment had no windows and the noise of Mexico City could be heard, but the apartment had everything one needs. We were happy with our stay. The apartment was clean and the host was very helpful and friendly. Okay, I mean there is something. Okay, but I don't want to think about it first. We just read it first. Huh? We read it and we understand it. Okay, now of course, the 14 categories that we have. Okay, before I want to explain to you, okay, I want to talk about highlighting first. Okay, now if you remember in your qualification, when you are highlighting, you must include the full stop. Okay, you must include the full stop. You must include the uh, you must include the uh, uh, comma and full stop so that it becomes a full sentence. Okay. Okay. So always remember, and of course, there was a question that someone asked me during the qual training. Shawin, what happens if there is a space and then the full stop is there? So for example, I'm gonna notepad. So I don't know how quickly I can do this. Let me try again. Okay. Okay. So I don't know if it'll work. Okay, it worked. Okay. So let's say the full stop is after a space. Okay. So if this is the case, okay, you must make sure to include the space here because we are supposed to highlight until the full stop. And this is for primary stages only, which is this primary stage. Okay, understand? So far, you're following me, and of course, if there's emojis or emoticons, remember to include them also. Okay. So remember to highlight the entire sentence. The sentence could have only one or two words that is problematic. Okay. Or the issue could just be one word, maybe, or even two words in the sentence. But you are supposed to highlight the, what are you supposed to highlight? Tell me. Type your answer. Come on, guys. Type. Very good. Continue typing. How about others? Yes. So you type the entire sentence. Very good. Okay. I want you all to get this in your mind because I don't want anyone to be making this mistake. Okay. And this is for the primary category. Okay. So now let's go through when you should apply no complaint text. So if let's say you read the entire review, okay, and there is absolutely no complaint. Now, I would be very cautious before selecting the entire sentence with no complaint. You know why? Because think about it this way, okay? Client has given us a project saying, hey, I want you to go through all this listing and find out what are the negative reviews and classify them, okay? So the chances are of you getting a positive review is quite low. Okay, and when you're getting one, that means the review is actually um, um the review is actually positive, but sometimes it may have been mistaken to be negative. For example, we had this issue in the qualification also. There was a sentence where the host said um, the aircon was very cold. The AC was very cold. Okay, we a lot of us thought, sorry, a lot of workers thought AC very cold is a negative. Ice cold, yes, very good. See, you remember, good. AC ice cold. A lot of workers said no, this is wrong. But I asked everyone, what is the purpose of an air condition? Is it supposed to be warm or is it supposed to be cold? So that is an example of a positive comment that accidentally was thought as a negative. But okay, sometimes um, even a suggestion or an observation of that holiday listing could also be a negative comment, which is why there is the other category. And even then, within the main categories itself, there is a subcategory called other. Okay. Each of them have amenity, cleanliness, poor hospitality, listing, building, check-in, mismatch, privacy, immediate surrounding, price, fraud. All of them have got a other category. So if you think about it, okay, most, even if it's a slight suggestion or an observation, it probably will go under either one of these categories and it might not go under no complaints. Okay. Basically, in another word, let me just tell you this. If you read a sentence, it must automatically click in your mind that, okay, this is a positive review. If you're doubting yourself, is this a positive review? It shouldn't go under no complaints. So let me ask you this. This is quite an example. Huh? Should this sentence be classified under no complaints? Are you, let's talk, so there are a few workers who immediately will get it. So I want to address those who maybe it's a no complaint. Who feel that maybe it's a no complaint? Or everyone here feels that, no way, there's something wrong with the sentence. There's something wrong with the review. Very good. So, okay. So, very good. So there is a negative complaint. We all are sure about that, right? Okay, great. So, obviously, now if there is a negative complaint, you will never choose this option already. This option is only chosen when the entire review, like let's say the review is 4 sentences and the 4 sentences are positive. Okay. So in this case, we won't bother with the no complaints issue at all. Okay. Now, next, I want to talk about these 2 new categories that we have. It's complaint resolution and also complaint about others. Okay. So let's go through. No, before that, I want to go through sorry, I think the arrangement is a bit off, but just bear with us here. Okay. Um, the arrangement here is a bit different. Okay. So complaint resolution is basically a label that should be applied where a host or owner offers a solution to a complaint by the guest. Now, I want you to think about it this very carefully. Doesn't mean when there is a complaint made, okay, all right, it should go under whatever: poor hospitality, listing building issue, immediate surroundings, privacy, safety. It should go into that. But if, let's say, in the following sentence, they did mention about complaint resolution, okay, that first sentence and the second sentence should be highlighted together and highlighted together and said as complaint resolution. So for example, let me give you an example. Okay, let me give you an example. I'm gonna type, I'm gonna type this. I'm gonna type this. Okay. The room television was broken and the host did not fix it. Okay. Later that day, the host friend. So let me see. No, something like this. The building manager did not fix it. Later that day, the host found out about this and sorted the problem. Okay. Can you all see my sentence? Okay. Okay. Now, I'm going to maybe minimize this a bit. Okay. All right. Okay. So let's make it beautiful, like it's actually in a task, so that we all we don't get so much OCD. Fine. Okay. Like this. Okay. For example. All right. So let's say this is the sentence that you got. Okay. So complaint resolution, as I was saying, should be applied when a resolution of the complaint is done. Okay. Since it's a primary label, the full sentence needs to be highlighted. It can be multiple sentences as long as it provides context. Okay. So let me go through this first. Okay. Select this category when a resolution of offered by a guest or host or owner. The host offered us an alternative room to solve our pest issue. The owner was very kind enough to offer us to use his car when we complained that the location is too remote and we have no transportation to go to the shops. Okay. Again, there's not only one problem here. There are few issues here. Okay. So that's why I said don't just highlight the entire sentence under complaint resolution only. You need to highlight the sentence in another category also if it is applicable. Okay. So example here is the place was great, but the host was quite silent, but very helpful. Again, quite silent is not a negative comment. Okay. If you read the entire sentence, it's not a negative comment. So don't think it is negative. So these are some of the examples that you will get in the production also. When we didn't know how to use the water heater, he immediately came and guided us on the process. Okay. So again, label this as complaint resolution. Now, my question is, would you have labeled this entire thing as instructions missing? You cannot, because it didn't say the manual was not there. Okay. However, However, if let's say, okay, this sentence was reworded differently, it might as well be labeled as amenities. Okay, for example, okay, the instructions to use the water heater was in uh, French, something like that. So then the same sentence could have been labeled, but that will be under amenities. And again, the same sentence will be highlighted and will be under complaint resolution. Understand? So this is another example that I gave. Okay, internet issue. Mark this as to the blue one. Okay, amenity not functioning. Okay, it's under amenity basically. Okay, and then the second one. Okay, the host is lending us his mobile phone to solve the connectivity issue. Okay, so basically the first sentence here will be under amenities. You will highlight this whole two sentences. I know there's a space here, but this is just to provide context. Okay, the second label for complaint resolution, you will highlight from the until the word stay and label that as complaint resolution. So let's go to this example right here. Okay, so this whole thing, okay, what are the things you will label it under? You will label it under amenities because the television was broken, falls under amenities. Okay, building manager did not fix it will fall under poor hospitality. Correct? So far, correct? Okay, and then this whole sentence, sorry, I included the space, I shouldn't have done that. This whole sentence will be highlighted again and it will be labeled under complaint resolution. I mean, more than one sentence, because complaint resolution, according to our definition, you can highlight more than one sentence. Okay. And the best part is complaint resolution does not have any subcategories. So complaint resolution will not have any subcategories. So understand, this is for complaint resolution. Now, the next one that I want to explain, show you is called complaint about others. Now, complaint about others is any complaints that are done to anyone outside the host, management, or Airbnb. So this one is basically, yes, complaint resolution is the complaint and the resolution should be highlighted. That, yes, Ashraf. So complaint about others, okay. You can also do multiple sentence, and this is specifically for people who are outside of the host, management, or Airbnb. So essentially, who are this all talking about? These are talking about other guests, okay, or other people living in the property or in the surrounding. Again, it can go into privacy, safety, security, and immediate surroundings also. But at the same time, it should also be under complaint about others. You understand? Okay. So select this category when the complaint involves people other than, okay, other than the guest, anybody else from the host, management, or Airbnb. So now again, this could be outside people harassing the guests. Okay. So for example, there were some other people outside the building harassing the guests. That's a complaint about others. Some stranger was loitering near the building, being drunk and disorderly. So you're complaining about some random person. Okay. And this could also be, basically you complain about anyone. Like for example, let's say you're taking the train. Let's say you go to, for example, let's pick a example. Let's say you go to London, for example. You take their bus, and the bus driver was rude. So you're not staying in the you're just staying in a hotel that is in London. okay, and you're going in a bus that's basically out of Airbnb, or people who work in the Airbnb, or the host or the management of the house that you're staying. But there is still a complaint about someone. So that's why we have this category called complaint about others. Okay. It could also be complaint about, like, for example, let's say you stay in a hostel, and hostel you usually stay with multiple different people, right? So let's say another guest of the in the hostel as you brought in their friends, and you want to complain about that friend, not the other guest. So you can apply this label also. So let's look at this example here. When we checked in, we realized that our next door neighbors' guests were quite loud, and basically we could hear them shouting at their children. We were very annoyed. Okay. So there are two primary categories. Number one, loud noise by other people, which is complaint about others. And then the second one here is same, complaint resolution. Okay. So again, there might be a solution. So we are just leaving it here so that you know. So another example here. Other guests had some friends over, and the friends were rude and were loud. They were all over the place and didn't bother respecting others' privacy. So again, the first two sentences can be labeled as complaint about others. Okay. The second sentence alone can be highlighted as privacy and security and safety concerns. So see or not, you are, as long as it overlaps to other categories, you are still labeling them. You're not just fixed to that one category. Okay. And it has to fit, um, it has to be fitting for that category. Yeah. All right. Now I know there's this category called other in within all this 11 different categories, but that is basically, you know, that issue must be under amenities. Okay. Like, for example, let's say the host punched you, and the reviewer saying the host punched me. Okay. You know that it goes under a few things: poor hospitality, and it goes under privacy, safety, and security. Okay. But you will never put it as under other, because you know that it is definitely under poor hospitality and safety and security. Okay. Poor hospitality because the guy is unprofessional. So maybe if we do in the subcategory for poor hospitality, it could be something else which I will address. In the respective subcategory explanation. Okay. So people who are working on this main category, you all are you have to be able to think about the second category also, because that's how you will know what to highlight and what to select. If not, you'll basically be getting it wrong. Okay. Understand? So going back here, next to the hotel we were staying, there was this homeless man. Okay. So homeless man issue can be said complaint about others, and at the same time, it also can be labeled as immediate surroundings. Okay. The children often get scared when they see him. That can also be privacy, safety, and security. Okay. We tried to complain to the hotel manager, but no action was taken. Poor hospitality. All right. This is another example. Last example. Understand the two new categories? All right. So now what I want to do is I want to explain about this example also, which is other. So when do you use this other for main categories? Okay. So I thought of two examples, okay, which is a complaint, but you technically can't blame anyone for it. One is basically the weather, okay, and another one is it is this. the shops near our building were badly stocked. It's not that the shop was not available or what, it was just that it was badly stocked. Okay, so again, that is another example. So here we have one. The supermarket in the town was not properly equipped with food. Okay, we had to travel another 20 kilometers to another town to get groceries. Okay, so one, there is also a location issue here, which is a building listing issue. And then the other one, the green one is talking about other issue, which is not from the 12 categories. Sorry, not 12. Not that doesn't fall under the uh, 13 categories because no complaint also is included, right? Okay. I don't understand this place. It's just awful. So another example of other. And we really didn't have much choice to stay here, but because every other listing was just full. So there was an issue, but just that they didn't say what was it and everything. And it can't go under any of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 11, the other 13 categories. Clear? Understand? Okay, so we need to rush a bit because this training was only for 1 hour. So we need to move a bit quicker. So the other thing that you need to do is, okay, you know how the multi-label is booked. The place is bad. Would you consider this as other? Yeah, to be honest, I think the place is bad. But to be honest, this goes more under immediate surroundings, and then it will go probably in other. But then again, I don't see why this cannot go under other. Like if this sentence, this is the only sentence you get, the place is bad. Okay, I would actually put it under other because it could mean multiple different things. Okay. No, but the problem is this is qualification question. Was it given? Oh, okay. But yeah, so good. So this was other. So my question is, if I was thinking because Janira asked, was it in qual 1 or qual 2? Because if it was in qual 1, you will already have a main category given. Aha. So if the main category is already given, then you just place it under one of the, it should be under other because if it doesn't fit in any. If the same record came in qual 2, okay, if it's in qual 2, label it as other because I don't know which main category it belongs to. Okay. Yeah. Qual 2 is we already give you the primary category. Sorry, qual 1. Qual 1, we already give you the primary category. So you like it or not, you have to find a place for that sentence, the phrase to go into. Qual 2 is not like that. Qual 2 is you're free to select whatever uh, primary category that you feel that sentence will fall into. So if let's say you get a sentence, the place is bad. That's it. I would put it under other. I wouldn't even put it under any of this. Okay. Okay. So now I want to talk about this confidence button here. I want to spend some time talking about this. Okay. Now the confidence button here is you need to tell me if you're sure with your answer and if you're not. What do I mean if you're sure and not? So let's just say, let's do the task. Huh? Okay, let's do the task. So tell me what should I highlight? Do I highlight the entire sentence, the two sentences, or do I only highlight the first sentence? Okay, very good. Do I include the full stop? Do I not include the full stop? Okay, very good. Okay, and what should I label it as? Let's tell me this first. Windows had no windows and noise of Mexico City. Okay, so immediate surroundings for sure. Okay, all right. And the other one is listing building issue and also immediate surroundings. Okay, all right. Okay, now I wouldn't talk about privacy or partition because there was no indication about her being about the privacy and all this stuff. Okay, so noise of Mexico. So just to double check, I'm going to go to immediate listing building issue, lack of person, heating issue, cooling issue, furniture, wake, unknown location. Okay, all right. So listing building issue definitely. Immediate surrounding is also something that is an issue, I would say. Yes, very good. So there's two things, okay? Okay, so once you've highlighted, double check if the highlights are covered for the both issues or not. Okay, done. Now, let's say you highlight these two things, okay? But you're not sure if this goes under immediate surroundings. Listing building issue, you're sure. You're very sure that this complaint goes under listing building issue, but immediate surroundings, you're not so sure. So what you need to do is you should press unsure and tag the category that you were unsure about. So what was the one that I was unsure? Example, I'm not telling you to do this. Immediate surroundings. So the tag here is immediate surroundings. Press enter so that it becomes a tag. So let's say you highlight 4 different highlights, okay? And you feel like some of them you're unsure. Whatever that you're unsure, you will just put it here. Now, don't go and put everything that you highlight here. Like for example, this actual task, okay? I will just click sure because we are sure, right, that it's listing building issue and immediate surroundings, correct? We are sure. Only when I'm unsure, what about amenities? No windows. Nope. Amenities, there's no such thing. Windows are not amenities. Okay? I wouldn't say it goes under amenities. Go to the instructions. Let's check on amenities. Okay? Not being available, broken, lack in number, and these are all things that are in the row. Okay? Now, again, Omega, if you feel that um, uh, uh, not having a window is under amenities, but I'm telling you it's not. I'm telling you it's not. Amenities are things within the house. Okay, windows, I wouldn't say it's an amenity. Okay, it's the room itself. Okay, the building itself. Okay, so let's say lah. Okay, the sake for training. You feel that you're like I'm thinking amenities also. So what you'll do is you'll select amenities, you'll click unsure, and then you'll type here amenities. Okay, and remember to press enter. Remember to press enter. So essentially, one tag will be one category. Okay. Yeah. Structural stuff should not be amenities. Structural stuff stick to listing building issue. Okay. Now, next, what you're supposed to do, I'm going to unhighlight the amenities. Okay. So next thing, what you're supposed to do, now this is the other most important thing. You need to select what are the categories that you have labeled. So what did we label? Listing building and immediate surroundings, correct? So click on listing building and immediate surroundings. Whatever you highlighted here, even if you're unsure, even if you're sure, even if there's an unsure that you selected here, you still need to select it. Okay. So select, so for example, let's say this whole sentence, I labeled it as listing building issue, immediate surroundings and amenities. I would select these three things. Okay. So what will happen now is the moment you submit this, so I'm going to just put my name. Okay. This is my name. When you're doing the task, don't put my name here. Okay. You'll get, if you get caught, I don't know what will happen to you. Don't ask me what will happen. Okay. Listing done, then you will just submit the task. Okay. So what will happen is whatever you submitted, how many categories you choose just now? 2, right? We chose 2 things, right? So what would have happened is that that same record would have gone to 2 different tasks. The same sentence would have gone to 2 tasks, okay? Where one would have gone to building issue and the same record would have gone to immediate surroundings. So let me click on this. Can you see? The whole sentence is already highlighted for you under listing building issue. Don't unhighlight this, please. Don't accidentally unhighlight this. First thing you're supposed to do is change this. But this is for another training. Okay? This training, we are only focusing on the main category instructions. But you understand the process. The reason why I'm showing this to you so that you understand the process. Okay? So whatever that you're highlighting, so let's say in the first stage, which is the primary categories, you highlight the sentence or you highlight 3 different sentences and 3 different categories, or you highlight 3 sentences and 2 categories, depending on how many categories that you did the selection, which is the checkbox below. This one. Whichever you checked here, the record will go into the task. Okay, the record will go into that stage because the client wants us to identify the sentence and the phrase. So once you get the task, whatever you're qualified in, that's the subcategories, the worker will only need to focus in that particular subcategory. They don't have to confuse themselves with all the other subcategories that are available. So it's easier. Okay. But if you think about it, how many subcategories are there? How many main categories have subcategories? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 different tasks. So stage 2 essentially will have 10 different tasks in the portal. So one record, one task here, depending how many you highlight, let's say that particular task you got, okay, it has all the 10. So that task will be blasted into 10 different tasks and they will only look at this individual tasks. Understand? Clear? Okay. So let's go through all this. I have, I think, 20 examples. Let's go through at least 10 so that you get the feel of how to do it. Okay. So I'm going to put my worker alias. And then let's do it. The apartment was as described, very stylish and clean, although quite small, but very cozy. Okay. It's located the close of center of Zakopane, which is great. Would 100% recommend it. Now, think about it for a while. Is there anything that you find that is a problem? Okay, so what would you highlight? Okay, all right. So highlight the second sentence, turn off this stupid thing, unhighlight back, highlight it again because it would have included the space. So what do we highlight this as? Okay, all right, listing building issue. Now, this is actually very tricky. You know why? Or you know why? Because of the word quite. If the sentence just said although small but very cozy, it's technically not a negative, you know. The word quite here makes it sound a bit more negative. Don't you feel that way also? So these are some of the things that you need to think about when you're actually doing the task. Okay. To what point in time would this sentence turn into a negative? Very little cute room. Is this negative? I think it's a positive. Why would you include the first sentence? The apartment was as described very stylish and clean. No, you don't have to give context. Remember, the context thing, it's only for those two only for those two things. Okay, as long as the whole sentence is enough to explain, it's enough. The whole sentence carries the base of the meaning. It's enough. More than one sentence doesn't have to be for this. Only for complaint about others or complaint resolution only. Okay. So, although quite small, but very cozy. Okay. So, um, we are sure about this listing. Okay. What are we supposed to select here? Listing building issue, right? Where is it? Okay. All right. So, now let's just say, for example, for training purpose, okay, you are saying that this sentence is a positive sentence. Okay, no complaints. You will select this whole sentence. Okay, you will label it as no complaints. And in this part here, you will still need to select this. Don't forget. Okay, I'm just worried you missed this also. So unhighlight back. Okay, although quite small, very cozy. Okay. Listing building issue. Listing building issue. All right. So submit. Okay. All right. Let's talk about this. Tell me what should I highlight? Okay. Together or separate? Very good. Separate. So first thing, highlight. Change this stupid thing. Unhighlight it. And then do it again. Okay. What would the second sentence fall under? Wi-Fi, amenities. Right? Now, my question is, would this fall under complaint resolution? Second sentence also amenity. Shouldn't shouldn't it be under cleanliness? Smell, odor, unpleasant smell. Okay, we're moving too fast. So, complaint resolution. Is it complaint resolution? What is complaint resolution again? Oh, host owner offers a complaint. So it's not. Okay. So, okay. So first issue is under amenities. Clear. Second issue, the towel which was provided was a bit smelly. Okay. So the towel, smelly, amenities or cleanliness? Why is it amenity? Let's see. Wait, Ashraf, did you say the towel goes under amenities also? Towel is an amenity. Yeah, but what would you say under amenity? You label it. So, like for example, what would you label? So, like under amenity, which subcategory would you? Insufficient quality. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I think you know what? Okay, this is a good example. Okay, no, Steph, what Ashraf is saying makes sense because you see, because it talks about the quality. So amenities quality, okay, lacking in quality to meet their needs or usage. So it could be, okay. So I understand you're saying that the smell is not in result of quality. So this is a very good point. So what we should do is, if you're really, really, really not sure, what you should do is you should select amenity and also cleanliness. You should click on unsure and then you should say amenities so that a QC worker or KL internal worker, okay, will check the work and say, okay, does this fall under amenities or just cleanliness? Okay, and we would have just labeled it amenities and cleanliness. Understand? Yeah, I think Ashraf, they have a point because I think towel quality, I would say, like what is the purpose of a towel? How would you rate the quality of a towel if it doesn't suck water from your body, right? So maybe I wouldn't say amenity is for this towel. I think it should only be cleanliness for this. Yeah, absorbency, correct. I mean, yeah, makes sense. I mean, very good point that brought up here. Yeah, but the smell could be because of cleanliness, Ashraf. So I wouldn't. I agree with the argument saying it shouldn't. It might not fall under amenity. The towel which was provided was a bit smelly. I personally think this would just be under cleanliness. Again, if you're doubting yourself, you can label, you can highlight and put it as unsure. Okay, but be a bit conservative with your comments. Okay, try to be a little bit, again, you can't be objective in this task, there's no way. Okay, and remember, if there's nothing to be, if you don't have a tag, don't accidentally say unsure, say sure. Please make sure. Okay, now I'm going to submit it. Oh, okay. All right, and this. Okay. The apartment was very spacious, clean and well located. Christine was an excellent hostess, always in touch, provided box of toys for the children, blah blah blah. The In addition to the necessary things, the steps are quite high. It can be a problem for older people. All right. So I think highlight, unselect this two, highlight again. What is this? Listing building issue. Okay. Yeah, accessibility. Good. So always think of what category it will fall under the subcategory. Yeah. So listing building issue, sure. And then what does it go under? Yeah, listing building issue. All right. So then sure, make sure you check this. This is the most important thing. And then you just put in your ID and just submit. Okay. So now what I want to do is I want to show you the webinar code. Okay. So if you're AGW workers, you need to do the webinar code before we give you access to the production task. Okay. So here is the webinar code. Okay. Now, if you're qualified for the subcategories, there will be a separate training after this. If you're available, you can join the training also. I'll be covering all the 10 categories. Now, again, you will only get access to work on whatever you're qualified in. Okay. The ongoing task will be, I think, will be taken down once this goes live. Okay. So the records that you're working now is actually things that the client wants. Okay. And we have more records. So more records and all, we will push it into this new workflow that we are discussing here. Okay. So obviously, webinar code, put in your email address. Okay, you put in your email address here. You put in your name, then your webinar code is AB-GR-1. Okay. Trainer. Well, you can put video. If like now you're watching this, like this is a live training, you put my name. If not, you put video training if you're watching it in the later time. Date and time is when you are watching it. Like now it's 6:10, right? So you'll put in the date and time, is it? Remember, it's production and then the webinar feedback. Okay, if you want to fill out. So once you have put in, okay, once the workflow is ready, actually it is ready. Okay, it's ready and all. Okay, once everything is up, they will launch and you will be able to see the task and you can start doing the task. Now, I suggest you do not rush. Take some time, go through the instructions. Okay, because you will have a lot of multi-labeling and overlapping labels. So I want you to make sure that you are absolutely clear and you take the task slowly. Don't rush through it, okay? And remember, this section here is the most critical, okay? If you highlight something here and you don't check this box here, the task will not go into the respective category. For example, let me start by saying I'll stay here again. I love the location, blah, 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 blah. All very responsive was any issue that's arise, and a few did, but they were dealt with right away. Okay. Again, this whole sentence could have been labeled as okay. Actually, this could be labeled as complaint resolution. Actually, okay. I think some of the issues that we had was severe with locking devices. We were not able to lock. Again, the owner apologized and dealt with it. So again, this hey guys, can you please make sure you mute? So there was this locking issue. So this whole sentence would be labeled as okay. This would be labeled as privacy, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. May rise.
May rise.
Hey, can you please mute your microphone? Okay. All right. Indicating there isn't if there's an issue. Yes. No, yeah, but the whole sentence is talking like a few did, but they were dealt with anyway. Okay. Actually, this one I need to re-highlight because I highlighted the space also. So I need to change this. Okay. So anyway, this whole sentence, okay, let me unhighlight it. Okay. Way complaint resolution. Okay. Some of the issues we had were severe log issues. So what's the log issue again? It goes under uh, privacy, safety, and security concerns. Okay. And then again, the owner apologized and dealt with. Okay. As they were resolved, you won't have an issue with rent here. So this is not needed. This same sentence together with this, owner apologized and dealt with. This whole sentence would be complaint resolution. Okay, the two sentences. A couple of item results was to do with the gym not being able to cup of water for my daughter from the bar. Couple of resort related items not to do with the condo. So this is basically immediate. What is this? Amenities? No, but this is a couple of item resort related. So they're talking about the resort. So which means it should be what should this be? Yeah, I would say I think it's immediate surrounding. I think. Yeah. I think it should be immediate surroundings. Again, if you're not sure, go through the instructions. Okay. If you are still not sure, click on unsure and put the tag here. Okay. Uh, it could also be complaint about others because they are not. He said not to do with the condo, and it's not to do with the wait. The resort is in the thing, so it's definitely great. Poor hospitality, that's for sure, because it's the resort, right? It's inside the resort. So poor hospitality could be one. And then immediate surroundings. I don't know if it's immediate surroundings. Let's see. Immediate surroundings. Noisy, witness crime, unclean, related with other people within the neighborhood. Okay, yes, it could be under um, immediate surroundings also. Okay. Yeah, poor hospitality for the bar. Okay. Mm, then actually, right, couple of resort related things was to do with the gym. Gym. Gym is under amenities, right? So the first phrase here could also be under amenities, where in the subcategory you will highlight uh, vague information about the gym, because there is an issue with the gym, but just that they didn't mention what the issue was. So this can be under vague. What is this? The subcategory. There's another subcategory right under gym for amenities. What was it? It's vague information uh, about uh, the gym, about an amenity. There's a subcategory for this. I remember. Okay. So again, you don't really have to know about the subcategories, but it'll be good because you're talking, the issue was with the gym. Gym is an amenity, so you will also label it as gym. Okay. And if there's anything that you're not sure, you will just comment here what you're not sure. So you see, this is quite difficult already. So this is how it will look like. Okay. And So again, if you highlighted and you didn't select any of this, the record will not go into that particular task, which will be a problem. Okay, so remember this, please. So amenities, poor hospitality, immediate surroundings. Yes. Okay, and did I select complaint resolution here? Why is it not, sir? Yeah, and complaint resolution. Where is it? This one. Okay. Oh, wait, privacy and safety also. Yes. Okay. Understand? So be very careful. Whatever you highlight, double check whatever you have highlighted. Okay. And then make sure you select the respective ones. Okay. Got it? Okay. So, and I'm just going to put sure. Okay. Just going to submit it. Okay. And remember the webinar code I've given you already. So make sure you fill up the webinar code, and then we'll give you access to production pass. Okay. Done. That's basically the training. This is for main categories. Okay. Later at 6:30, I'll start another training for the subcategories where we will go into labeling the sub labels. Okay. And that will be a different webinar code and all by its own. Okay. Clear? Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Hope this has been clear for you all. I tried to make sure I don't say the wrong thing. I was very yes, Ashraf, what's up? If someone fail a few subcategories, can retake for a particular, yes, I think so. There is going to be a retake for the subcategories, but I'm not sure. Okay, they will let you know. I think supply will let you know. Yeah, on the process. You can ask them if you want. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to end the call and I'm going to stop the recording. All right. So I'll share with this when the recording is up. Okay. Yeah. 6:30. Join the other link. All right. Thank you.